Why, hello there, Exile. Normally on this channel, I try to inspire other people, but this 2.0 version was made because the community inspired me with the reception of the last Skitterbot video. I can't really take credit for a lot of these ideas, but I'm hyped to show you the results. Replica Forbidden Shako with 35 Infernal Legion. Yeah, that's right. We got the only one on the market. Now, I initially used Temp Chains as an aura because I wanted to proc Profane Bloom. I tried a Profane Proximity due to someone's suggestion, and it turns out that the curse from that works for Profane Bloom. I don't know why. I thought it would count as the Skitterbots did the curse and not me, but apparently not. So this freed us up to use Auls Uprising and add Malevolence. Then there is that new I can't pronounce that. Whatever it's called, Amanu's Gaze Abyss Jewel, which when I initially read it in the patch notes was like, oh, I can't use this for anything. And then my brain deleted the existence of this jewel and I overlooked it. But once again, comment section to the rescue, and so we're using it. And now I put it in a Darkness Enthroned, but I honestly have no idea whether it works in the Darkness Enthroned and buffs it or not. You know, sometimes GGG forgets about items as well in their spaghetti code. Who knows? Who knows? Now, because of this, I had to add a bunch of Abyss Jewels, and that's where the faster part comes in, because I used a ton of 10% movement speed, and now we have like 140 movement speed instead of 80, which is zoom, zoom, zoom. So zoom, zoom, Skitterbots are a go. Oh, also, I added in Elemental Equilibrium, which I didn't initially add because I figured then people would be like, but James, you didn't just use Skitterbots, you also used another skill to proc EE, so it's not really Skitterbots, it's not legit. By the way, can we just take a second here and appreciate the fact that this thing can actually do the stand and stone circles on a tier 16? It's pretty juiced. It baffles me that this skill is actually performing this well. Now, I did spend like 40x on it, but still, it's I never thought when I set off on the journey of the meme that I'd actually be able to put something that can do tier 16 sort of together here. Oh, one other thing that I did. I took out a lot of the damage of the build, and I went ahead and went all the way up to 7,600 HP. We also are using a shield now, and we pushed block up to a decent amount, and we have life gained on block. So we get lots and lots of life back every time we block. So pretty okay mitigation. Pretty tanky for just mapping. I figured that's a better idea than the Skitterbots doing tons and tons of damage, but you get sneezed on at 4k HP and just die. So that's why we went that route. Remember, you don't do any damage when you're dead. Now, unfortunately, I'm realizing here, I just switched the order of my flasks, and usually my movement speed flask is on 3, and number 5 is my oh crap button. So yeah, I'm just doing this whole thing apparently without using my Quicksilver, and oops. So it should be faster, I guess, kind of. But look, man, I love Profane Bloom. It's just, so satisfying, those pops. Pop, 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 pop. Man, these essences are so tanky, but see, we can actually kind of do them now. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're using one more curse now, which was also suggested, which is the, when they get to low life, they take increased damage. So we have one of those curses as well, since we, in fact, are a occultist, and we get 2 curses. Let's put that TP, just in case we die here. So our damage is a little bit higher than double of what it was before. on the boss. It took a very long time. I think it's like triple damage, maybe 4x damage of where we were last time. But still takes a very long time to kill bosses. And we could pretty much just face tank whatever too, because we're at 7,600 HP and have decent regen. Do 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 do. Okay. 80% of you aren't subscribed. Are you not entertained? Let's take a quick look at the gear and the gems and the skill tree. Let's start with skill tree. So we're just grabbing tons and tons and tons of life. And then of course we grab some block nodes and some more block nodes. Yeah, life. EE, of course, that I mentioned. And then I don't know why I'm spending time going over this, because you're just gonna rip my POB and just look at that anyways, but I guess I'll go over that for the people who don't have that. Then we picked up some life regen. So we have this life regen and this life regen, and we anointed this life regen. Just a nice little top us back off sort of thing. For the cluster jewels, we're using this one just to get resists up with increased effect and just minion damage. And for this one, we're using resists and effect and minion damage. So, and this one's my normal trick that I like to add to all my builds, where we gain endurance charges every second if we've been hit recently, so that we have immortal calls that are at max stack, which is really, really nice for survivability. Then, since our block was pretty low, we grabbed glancing blows just so that it's more consistent and we're getting the life back. Because remember, we have this shield. So we're just, it's not too special of a shield. Just has life on it, decent amount of armor, and we get life when we block. All right, items. Items. So we kept our same wand that just has movement speed and increased minion damage. I could have got more minion damage, but meh. We have this replica forbidden shako. And even though added fire damage doesn't add any damage to it, it still does more damage than our 6-link one that I had before. Then we're using a Comb's Heart, just because we don't need the links for anything, because it's Skitterbot only and it's in the helm. So let's just get a ton of life. So it pushes our life up pretty high. Yeah, look, it's worth 1,600 life. Pretty good. Then we're using Profane Proxy with flammability. Just some generic ring with a lot of resist, decent life and minion damage. I guess I could have got more life on it. Our Auls Uprising, we already showed the anointment, and we're just using this so that we can do Malevolence, because we reserve almost all of our mana down. Oh, also we got to drop these nodes right here because we're only using a 5-link now. And our gloves aren't too special either, just minion damage from the Redeemer and some life and some resists on it. Probably could have bought better gloves, but you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then, of course, we have the Darkness Enthroned with this and Amanu's Gaze. Then for boots, we just have decent movement speed boots, and Chaos Resist was a weakness. So I got one that had 35 Chaos Res so that I can craft another resist plus Chaos on it. And then flask-wise, we're using Blood of the Korari, just because this gives us a lot of life recovery really quick, and then it pops us to full at the end of it. And when we have so much life, it's like other flasks just aren't good enough to give you 7,000 life. We're using Roomies so that in combination with this, we can get to block cap in combination with the shield and the other nodes that we picked up into decent level of spell block. Then we're also using a granite flask, which I just realized is really stupid. But this should be a basalt flask because I already got the armor from this. So, yep, you know, I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. Then we have a quartz flask so that we also get some dodge and some phasing. We have the remove bleed on this, so freeze and then bleed. And then we have a Quicksilver with increased movement speed on it And like I said in the video, I was not even hitting that, unfortunately. Links. So generosity with malevolence. Now, it was brought to my attention that I actually can add arrogance to this to get more effect because it doesn't count with the reservation. So I should have done that. I didn't. I'm not re-recording all this stuff just because I realized that a moment ago. We're using anomalous summon skitterbots because I wanted some increased area of effect on it. I could have got more movement speed or something like that. Awaken burning damage, elemental focus, and awaken minion damage. Then in my shield, I'm manually casting Wave of Conviction with combustion and added fire just to make sure that fire is my highest. So procs the EE and hopefully ignites. That's why I spammed it a couple times on the boss to make sure to ignite the boss. Then we're using cast when damage taken, Immortal Call. And then I have a higher level Stormbrand. It doesn't get auto-procced. I actually manually cast that. And then a high level Punishment, which isn't on the cast when damage taken loop either. And this makes it so that they get increased damage taken while they're on low life. There's not that many ways to scale the degen, but this is one of them in combination with the flammability. Then we're using Smoke Mine, low level Vitality, and Convocation. I have to spam Convocation even though they don't degen or anything like that, just because I need to proc all of the increased damage if you've used a minion skill recently. And that's about all there is to it, this build. So this is probably the last video that I'm going to do on it. I hope you enjoyed the memes, and the next video will be a build that's not a meme. Well, it'll probably still be a meme, but not as much of a meme. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe, Exiles.
Hello there. Did you know that millions of exiles die every day because they haven't watched my tips and tricks videos? If you tell one exile a day about my channel, you can save lives.